Hey everybody, it's Jesse, and today I'm going to be doing a review of one of the few bimetal yo-yos from CLYW. This is the CLYW Blizzard. This is the Peace Bone edition that I got. I got as part of the Fool's Gold sale a couple months ago. Like I said, it is a bimetal, so you've got the aluminum body, stainless steel rings, and bimetal yo-yos tend to have a really interesting properties. For one, they spin forever. And the Blizzard is absolutely no exception to that. Some other really nice features that I would like to talk about at this yo-yo is it's got an incredibly smooth finish, and the paint job on it looks phenomenal. This is the Peace Bone edition. It's like a green, silver, and purple splatter. It really looks phenomenal. CLYW really outdid themselves with how these yo-yos came. So my yo-yo is dead smooth. I don't know if everybody has had the same experience with their Blizzards. However, mine actually has a ding or two on it that I put on it since I got it, and it's still dead smooth, which I think is to be expected of most Caribou Lodge yo-yos. They generally tend to be very, very smooth yo-yos. Now, there is a little attribute that a lot of bimetal yo-yos tend to have that I kind of shy away from for some reason, and it's the fact that when they return to the hand, they almost have a hollow feeling, and I think that's due to the fact that they, you've got a thinner body and a heavier rim, and so when it comes back to the hand, you can almost hear it when I flick it. It's almost like a hollow sound, and especially when it smacks into your hand, it feels so light that it's almost uncomfortable to hold in the hand. But at the same time, it's such a smooth and fast-playing yo-yo that it comes back to your hand with enough speed and enough strength to really overcome this sort of hollow feeling. But I know it's something that puts me off from a lot of bimetal yo-yos, and so I thought it's something I would mention to my viewers. Now, it's like I said, it's got an incredible finish. It's got I'm actually not quite sure how to describe this finish. It's almost, I almost want to say bee blasted, but not quite. It's definitely a very smooth, very, very long spinning finish. You can get some finger grinds on here that'll last a good 15-20 seconds, which is kind of impressive considering all the friction you have there. So the shape of the Blizzard, I'm going to go ahead and unwind it here. The shape of the Blizzard is a very, very nice shape. It feels. This is a competition yo-yo, I think. This is Andrew Mader's signature yo-yo, if I'm not mistaken. And I really love these sort of yo-yos that have these like steps in them. I don't know how well you can. Yeah, there you go. Like these steps, these different layers in the yo-yo that really push the weight out towards the outside, and it's really phenomenal to see how well this yo-yo actually came out. Now this yo-yo came stock with a I believe it was pixel bearing. It was either a pixel bearing or a concave bearing, and just look at that, dead smooth, no vibe, absolutely no finger vibe. It's a phenomenal yo-yo. It's very smooth. I think one of my issues with the yo-yo when I first got it was I got it and the bearing that came in it was kind of wonky. I put it in some other yo-yos and it played pretty responsive. So I swapped it out for I believe this is a center track bearing I put in here, and it plays phenomenally. I have no issues with it. So that's something you should be on the lookout for when you first get the yo-yo. It's maybe your bearing might have the same issues mine did, maybe not. Who knows? I got mine as part of a Fool's Gold sale, so that could have been one of the issues with it. But regardless, for the price I paid for it, it's pretty phenomenal. But would I say it's worth $170? Because that's normally what this yo-yo buys for. And yes and no. It really depends on how much you like this yo-yo, how much you like bimetals in general. Because this is a pretty standard bimetal yo-yo, I feel like, but it's got the extra quality that a CLYW yo-yo sort of brings to the table. They generally tend to be pretty high quality yo-yos for those of you who don't know. One thing I would like to mention is when you get this, it'll come with the CLYW snow tires, which are incredibly responsive when you first get them. And I'm talking like you will get the tightest, almost too tight binds. If you're not very careful with this, you can bind up a lot with the yo-yo when you first get it, but after a day or so of play, it breaks in and it becomes a very nice, pleasant throw. It plays very fast. This may or may not play to the detriment in your opinion, but it's got these sort of nipples on the outside of the yo-yo, which make a completely vertical finger spin impossible. Now, that being said, the finish on the yo-yo does allow it to spin for, just slightly off-axis for an incredible amount of time, considering that you can't get those perfectly vertical finger spins. And I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with finger spins, but a perfectly vertical finger spin will spin in so much longer than any sort of angle you get on it. I know with my Skyva, if I get a perfectly vertical finger spin on it, it'll go for 40 or more seconds. So all in all, the Blizzard is a very nice yo-yo. I like the bimetal aspects of it, but the increased spin time with the lighter feeling. But what I don't like is the sort of hollow feeling that the yo-yo has on the return. But that's kind of overcome by the speed and strength that the yo-yo plays with. Be careful with the bearing when you first get it, and of course be aware that you're going to have some very grippy response when you first pick the yo-yo up. So, as you know, I rate yo-yos on a buy, wait for sale, wait for deep sale, or never touch rating scale. This is a wait for sale / a very light buy, and here's my issue with it. Bimetal yo-yos are notoriously expensive, and I feel like they don't push the envelope enough to be worth the insane prices that people want for them. Like I said, this is a $175 yo-yo. It's amazing. I really enjoy it. It's one of my probably top 10 yo-yos, but the issue with it is it's just so expensive. Now, because I got it at half price, I'm able to deliver this review to you guys. But if I didn't have the opportunity to get it for $85 as opposed to, $175, then I absolutely would not be able to afford to talk about it at all. And that's one of the big things with this yo-yo, is it's just so expensive, and you have to ask yourself, is it worth that price? Really, that's more of a subjective thing. For me, it's not, and that's where I'm drawing the line. So I'm going to say this is a higher end wait for sale, lower end buy, depending on whether or not you're willing to shell out $175. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. I apologize for the lack of videos I've been putting up lately. I've really been trying to refine my videos to really be able to pull out the best aspects of each yo-yo that needs to be talked about, and I think I might have done a good job. So let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.